Hi, how y'all doing? It's Wednesday, February 18th. As of recording this video, about 8:20 p.m., give or take. It's been a while since I've posted. Long while, actually. I've let the let the algorithm get away from me again. I have been ridiculously sick. Cough drop. It is finally starting to let up a little bit. Not gone, still here, but not as bad as it has been. I've had this mess for a month and more. Most folks that I know of that had it, sick with it for a little over a week or so, sometimes two on the outside, and then they start to get better. I've had it for a month before I started to finally see a little bit of relief. Mind you, like I said, it's not gone, it's still here, it's just, it's finally becoming less. The cough is less prevalent. And I can finally move about the rooms of my house without running out of air. I felt like I was running on less than one lung for a long time. I would basically go from room to room having to sit down, come downstairs in the morning, just barely manage to let the dogs out, and then come collapse in my chair. And in the evening, barely make it up the stairs, and then go collapse on my bed, feeling like I was out of oxygen. That is all, excuse me, that is all finally getting better. So with that, the very next videos that I make after this one will be the recap videos that I've been promising for 2 months now. I'm going to get them done in the morning. And I actually already have the TLDR GoFundMe rewrite done. I just have to get it uploaded. I went to go and do that this morning, actually. But the GoFundMe website was not being very cooperative. So that will be done within the next day or two. I hope, as long as the website works for me. And I should have the recap videos up tomorrow, Friday on the outside. It's going to be mostly, stuff that everyone on here already knows, but some of my newer viewers, subscribers, may not be fully aware of. So hopefully everybody will have a clear picture of what's going on and the reason for the GoFundMe and all the other good stuff. I was supposed to go back to the eye doctor for laser this last Monday, but I did not because I was still coughing so bad. I've rescheduled that to Friday. and hopefully I'll be able to go and do it, and we'll finally start to see some noticeable improvements, because I have not thus far, even though the last time I went I was able to read a little farther in the letterboard. But just overall, general, I haven't noticed any improvements yet. My foot, my stump, seems to be holding. Doesn't look any worse anyway. And I did x-rays a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago now, and saw the doc, and he said that everything looks pretty good. So hopefully that continues, and he was saying that we might end up doing prescription shoes, and that may help this last final stubborn wound to heal. I go see him, the podiatrist, again this coming Monday, so hopefully the good news will continue. Excuse me. I did not sleep well at all last night. I was having some issues with my heart. It's kind of weird, because it wasn't like I wasn't feeling so much from my heart. Some very mild chest pain, but you know, they say pain, numbness, tingling, whatnot in your left arm when you're working on having a heart attack. I was having like some consistent tingling, like, you know, really bad tingling, not numbness, not pain, but just tingling, almost like it had fallen asleep, like I laid on it too long. But it just wouldn't go away. It wouldn't go away. And I have occasional issues where I have, you know, chest pains, tingling, stuff like that. And I have nitro, you know, so I don't run to call 911 and race off to the hospital if I start feeling this stuff, because I've learned that more often than not, it doesn't lead to anything, you know, false alarm. And usually if I'm having issues, I can take a nitro, and that does it. There was one instance where I had to take 3, and the rule is you take 3 over a 15-minute period. You know, you take 1 every 5 minutes. And if after your third one the pain doesn't subside, you know, you definitely need to go to the hospital. But so far, you know, I've been, knock on wood, lucky that the nitro usually takes care of it, and I don't have to race off to the hospital. Got my local ambulance company breathing down my neck for the 3 ambulance rides I had to take last year, so I'm not in a hurry to take another one. And right now, obviously, I can't see well enough to drive myself. In years past, I've had heart trouble and driven myself to the ER, you know, 10 minutes away from the hospital, and it's always, you know, it's always never that bad. It's more or less just a false alarm, most of the time. You know, you start having heart trouble and you freak out. Oh no. But I've pretty well learned to know when it's not serious or when it's not going to be serious. And I just take my medication and ride it out. There have been a couple of times where I have, like I said, driven myself into the hospital. Not lately, of course, but, you know, since I've had these heart issues from all the chemotherapy, those times have thankfully been rare. And I have never yet had to catch an ambulance to the hospital because of it. I've had corresponding issues, you know, with my heart, you know, last year, but it was never the main issue. So I didn't sleep good last night. I don't sleep good hardly any night. I always have struggle getting to sleep, and you know, I never really sleep well. But all this cold medicine I've been taking, you know, it helps me to sleep better and more than what I ordinarily do. And then last night, I just couldn't fall asleep because of this damn tingling in my arm. But it passed, and I finally did fall asleep, and everything's okay, and I'm still here. We had Valentine's Day last week. Hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day. Those of you that had somebody special to share it with, hope you had a good day. I do not have anyone to share it with, and I know some of you don't either. It always used to be just another day for me when I didn't have a girlfriend. But after having been married and, you know, having somebody for 10 years and then not, you know, it kind of sucks now. And it doubly sucked this last week because I had Joey for the first half of the day, which was good, but his mom came and picked him up at 2 o'clock. They had planned a camping trip, and when she came and picked him up, she brought her new boyfriend along. So I had to watch my family ride away with another man. And that sucked. That is a pain that I would not wish on anyone. And, you know, I say my family, you know, I don't want her back. I would never take her back. I could never trust her again. But that doesn't change the fact that, you know, she was my girl for 10 years. And I loved her beyond all else. It's hard to see her with someone else, despite all the pain that she caused me. It's still hard to see her with somebody else, you know. And it was doubly hard to have to watch this guy drive away with my ex-wife and my son. You know, that's my family. That should be us, and not them and some random dude she picked up off the internet. And it's weird too. She seems to have this rodent thing going. I have never been vain. You know, I've never been one to think very highly of my looks. I never thought I was particularly good looking or handsome, but you know, I'm a big barrel-chested guy, kind of rugged, 6'4". A lot of the ladies seem to like that type of thing. So, you know, I never had much difficulty dating nice looking women, you know. And yeah, looks are subjective, but you know, just I guess to average it out, I never had a problem, you know. I don't particularly have a large laundry list of women in my register like a lot of guys do. I was never very much into the one night stand thing. That kind of thing always left me feeling just kind of empty. I guess maybe I was a romantic after all. So, you know, I don't have dozens and dozens of women in my background, but a few, and you know, I didn't have a problem dating nice girls, nice looking women. And my ex-wife, when she was younger, she was, you know, she took care of herself. She was a really, really good looking woman, really pretty woman. She, when she was younger, in fact, she reminded me so much of the singer Jewel, that was popular in the very late 90s and 2000s. She had a couple songs I liked, but not really my forte. I was always much more of a hard rocker. But I still had a crush on her when I was a teenager. So you know, I thought it was pretty cool. My girlfriend looks like Jewel. My ex-wife did really let herself go physically after our son was born. And it never bothered me, you know. My first concern was that, you know, she didn't let herself get unhealthy, which she did. And you know, she let herself get really out of shape, and she has aged herself. She looks about 10 years older than what she actually is. And I would always try to get her to work out with me, you know, let's get back in shape, and just never materialized. But the guys she's dated since me, she seems to have this rodent theme. The guy she left me for, or the guy that she got with right after she left me, you know, depending on who you want to believe, looked like a damned weasel. In fact, whenever he would smile, he reminded me of the old cartoon gangster weasels. And he was a first-class grade A asshole. This new guy looks like a gerbil or a guinea pig, you know. He's tall, not as tall as me, about 3 or 4 inches shorter than me. Not solid, but kind of dumpy. Out of shape, balding on top, and he has these really pudgy cheeks, like he's got them stuffed full of peanuts or something. Like a gerbil or a squirrel or a guinea pig. And, you know, just like, what are you doing, girl? He did not attempt to introduce himself to me, and he did not really attempt to talk to me. He made mention because they came in her truck and camper. She got a 98 or 99 Dodge 250 and this big ass 25-foot plus camper trailer. Because she's too good to camp on the ground, of course. But they came to pick Joey up in that rig, and my driveway is long and narrow. There was no way she was going to try to come up my driveway. So they stopped out there at the road, and I had to walk him out there to them. And we had the doors open to this truck, and I was getting Joey belted in, and there was a car trying to get around this apparatus. And this guy was, standing way back away from me. He seemed to make a point of not having to stay close to me. Probably a good thing for him. I was not in the best of moods. But he had mentioned, there's a car coming. I don't want it to startle you. The car is not going to startle me. Thank you very much. But he at least wasn't trying to be an asshole like the other guy. So progress there. And I don't know this dude. Maybe he's all right. But I'm not the kind of guy that can be friends with the guy that's banging my ex-wife, pardon my French, but that's just the way it is. I can't be friends with the guy that is thinking he's going to move in and play stepdad to my son. As long as he's good to my son and treats him well when they are together, that's all that matters. And heaven help him if he ever mistreats my son, because there will be no other help for him. But I'm trying not to be too harsh. I had to watch my family ride away with another man on Valentine's Day. That sucked. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. And they couldn't, gone to a campground down the road. They had to go to a campground up in South Georgia somewhere. And I was terrified because my ex-wife is not good behind the wheel in anything, but particularly large vehicles and pulling large trailers. When, like I said, she was 25 when we met, and she already had a dozen automotive accidents under her belt before we met, and she was used to driving little roller skate type vehicles. And I primarily drove, full-size F-Series trucks from the 70s. Chrysler Fifth Avenue, which was billed as a mid-size sedan from the 80s, but more full-size, not quite as big as like the Lincoln Town cars or the Mercury Marquis, but about that size, just a little smaller. So still a big car, very big car by today's standards, and my ex-wife was terrified of driving any of those vehicles. She liked little roller skates. So I was not happy about her taking this D250 and 25-foot camper trailer up 95 to Georgia, but They came back safely, and you know, all was good. But yeah, my Valentine's Day sucked beyond the telling of it. I've come to the end of my time allotment for recording videos. My phone camera cuts off into the 26-minute mark. So I'm going to shut it down here. Hope you all had a good Valentine's Day. Hope you had somebody special to share it with, and if you didn't, I hope it didn't get you down too bad. Hope you had a good weekend, and this current week is treating you well. My GoFundMe link will be in the description if you care to help out. If not, that's fine too. And I just want to thank all of y'all for continuing to take the time out of your day to listen to me grumble and mumble. Talk to y'all tomorrow or the next day. Bye-bye.